Hi everyone, happy full moon in Pisces, and it's been the lunar eclipse as well. So this is really the beginning of the eclipse season. And before we had a new moon in Virgo at 1 degree, and now we've had the full moon yesterday, and it's in a water sign, which is super emotional, sensitive, good for healing the subconscious as well, works with it well, and it's conjunct the North Node. So it's after the Virgo new moon at 1 degree, and the next new moon is at 29 degrees of Virgo. So it kind of sandwiched in between the Virgo new moons, and it has big impacts really, and it connects quite well with us. So it's kind of Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it's sophisticated and it's spiritual, and it's like linked with a higher path. So it might kind of show you signs and clues to that. And also, we've got the sun as well. South node is conjunct with Mercury, and the full moon links with the North Node. And it kind of links with mindset and perspective and letting go of things, so which are not uplifting us, and we need to release, those things. Um, and as Maria Vasami, an astrologer, said, it's like we're between a storm and a shore, between the 1 degrees and 29 degrees. So you might kind of feel a bit that sandwich feeling. Um, the moon trines Jupiter in Cancer, and so you might feel that. So links with expansion, opportunities, good things in the home, and it's a bit like the feeling of big waves coming and letting go with your mind. So I did find this one quite tricky, and I looked at the normal astrologers I look at, and it's quite rambling. It's like they've rambled a lot. That was Maria Vasami's take on it in a nutshell. Pam Gregory looked at it as well. She talked about it being a big time of endings and beginnings, the eclipses really. And Pluto moved out of bounds till late August, and moving to the south, and means basically more power to the people and more sovereignty. So August, September is more the revolutionary, like the grand finale of the revolutionary kind of feelings of the old order going. And Saturn retrograde, 1st of September, moves to 29 degrees of Pisces, and it deals with issues. So we've also had a lot to do with water. So it's been lack of water in August, really, and no rain in many places. And also, it's Saturn at 29 degrees of Pisces could bring up pollution, toxicity, but also making the dream real. So Saturn and Pisces links with dreams, world, and Saturn is reality. And Saturn moves on April 26th. Now it's Saturn, Neptune, Pluto retrograde. So we have ideas, experimented, and now we're kind of reassessing things really, with quite a lot of planets in retrograde. And there have been, well, there's likely to be some endings really, and many people will experience that, but they should make their dreams become a bit more real. And next year, she mentioned, is a 1 or 10 year, so really links to new beginnings. She mentioned seismic activity in the Drake passage of 7.5 magnitude, and the Earth revealing something high dimensional, she thought, as well, with this full moon. You've also got the first 10 days of September, magnified energy. She mentioned the Three Eye Atlas heading to us, the comet, and it's kind of very fast and may influence the Earth, and possibly brings in high level information. So that was interesting. She talked about this being, yesterday really, the lunar eclipse, very long, 15.23 of Pisces and degrees, and 5 hours 27 minutes, I think it was, which is a long time. and affecting like Asia, Australia, Europe, and Africa, running through India, China, Russia. And really, Pisces is very emotional at times. So there's a greater sense of revolution and series of choices that, help people. And all outer planets retrograde in this lunar eclipse. So that's interesting, really. So, what else did she talk about? Shining a light and something significant on the USA, hitting particularly its identity with this full moon, really. So, watch out for that. And also, she mentioned so Pisces can link with even the end of victimhood, end of illusions, drugs, deception, lies. It's tight, sort of close with Virgo, so leaving behind the shadow side of Virgo. Virgo is very much into detail and ticking all the boxes, but it's about kind of with this full moon, leaving the old patterns and the stuck stuff. So, and also she mentioned using a simple change of phrase like life is happening to us, not, rather life is not just happening to us, life is happening for us. So we get out of our victimhood as well. And she mentioned that people are really, there have been a lot of disasters and fires and things, but people are supporting each other. She mentioned other things. It's quite a lot of detail, really. Um, let me have a look. There's so much going on. There was a yod, which is like the finger of God pointing in the astrological chart, with Saturn, Neptune, and Hermia, and Sedna, and a sense of metamorphosis, and that self-care is important. And there's a solar eclipse on the 21st of September. So, and she talked about people blessing water, and the Archangel Raphael has said if 35% of us bless our water, we will achieve our upward progress or unity consciousness much quicker. And it is a kind of really good point. It's like if you go to drink a glass of water, you can bless it with your hand, sometimes put it over 3 times, and just improves the quality, really. And we're on to Molly McCord. She talked about this as well, being 15 degrees 22 minutes of Pisces, the full moon yesterday. Takes us higher, looking at compassion, forgiveness, true love, looking at what am I learning. And it sort of brings in highly sensitive intuition, highly sensitive energy, intuition. And because it's the moon and personal to what we learn, expanding our heart chakra, and so on. And Virgo, take it as well, a link with Virgo, taking care of our body at this time. Eclipses will change our lifestyle possibly. And Virgo kind of links with doing that day by day. And also, Pisces lunar eclipse can set us free and move away from energy which is too small. And Virgo organises the essentials but may hold us back a little bit. So expand into your heart, acknowledge what must change, and expand your dreams. Some people might feel a bit overwhelmed and a bit emotional. I have had a bit of that. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And we need to understand really what must go as well, really, she talked about. And there's almost like a split between the human versus the spirit. Some of this kind of I wasn't quite understanding, but yeah, it's kind of quite a higher level sort of full moon, really, if you like. And get ready for an emotional reset as well. So, and there will be a detached view of where we are. We must own our feelings. So, and also the cardinal signs are really kind of a bit key at this point. So Aries, Cancer, Libra. Cancer and Libra might be involved with reciprocal shares, she talked about as well. And then we're on to Tanya Gabrielle. I'm rushing through it. But also here she talked about the times, 15 degrees of the sun, Jupiter, Mercury, 15 degrees, moon, Pisces, and different times. Well, it was yesterday, so it was 7:09 Universal Time, 2:06 ET, 11:06 AM Pacific, and links very much with unconditional love. And Mercury is very connected, so good for verbalizing what we want to share. And Pisces good about letting go of burdens, emotional experiences, and surrendering to unconditional love. Jupiter square Mars in Aries, water pouring through, cleansing with water. Ego needs to be dissolved, just so we receive healing. And trust and surrender to divine timing at this point, and we can achieve harmony and balance. And also protecting the self from crass energy. Jupiter in Cancer, which is a very psychic sign, and also music connects to Pisces, and Pisces brings out hidden stuff. And Jupiter in Cancer to June 26th, and water signs benefit. So allow feelings to expand, and intuition may feel deeper. I've had a lot of dreams that seem quite meaningful and with messages and things as well. And then she just talked about some of the lines to do with the astrology and the geodetic lines, really, and where they are in the planet. But Mexico, Texas, Nebraska, Midheaven, career, destiny in Iceland, GB, Portugal, Africa. It's very hard to explain it because it's quite complex, and these astrologers have all given their summary, so I'm just trying to sort of, get it into a small amount of time, which is quite challenging. She talked about ascendant line for new beginnings around Africa, Spain, mid-France, Belgium, Netherlands, UK, Italy, Australia, and mid-heaven career line, East India, Russia, Mongolia, China, and to go flow and be present, linked with serenity, really. So that's it in a nutshell. It's kind of a bit flowy. It's very like Pisces. It flows really well, but it is a little bit ethereal, so it's a little bit harder to explain this full moon, really, if I'm honest. Anyway, it is the beginning of the eclipse season, and some of these eclipses can last the effects of it can last up to 6 months, in subtle ways, maybe. Anyway, happy full moon, and hopefully it'll be there tonight. I've seen it actually the last 2 days. It's really beautiful. So have a good day. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.